Welcome back, everyone, to the Song of Waves and Wind, where we are slowly heading along westwards towards Lynn here. But as we're doing, though, we are going to be going into the other towns that are between us and them. The heirs of Castamere can wait before we go and visit them. And this is Arthur, or something like that. And this is our next town in the itinerary. Let's see what's happening over there. Well, at least it's not the wartime when we had,
Greetings, friend.
I'm sure, some sort of battle going here or something like that. Everything looks nice and calm. The question is, what quests do people have for me here? Because you know that there are always quests. Unless this is a perfectly content and happy town. I mean, could there be such a thing in Lebanon? Oh well, let's head upstairs first before we make such a conclusion. Oh, is that a beacon or is that something else? Or is that just decoration on top? Oh, hold on. There we go. Yes. Oops. Irene.
How nice to see a familiar face. Would you like to help me make trouble?
Ooh. Yes. As you approach, Erin holds up a finger, bidding you to pause to let her finish a passage in the book that she's reading. She scans the next few lines and laughs quietly to herself before bending a corner of the page and closing the book shut. She spends a moment studying your face. You're not really readily familiar to her. Maybe you've changed your appearance since your last meeting? Ah, Pineleaf! She recognizes you at last. Have you been well? I certainly have, though there has been some trouble brewing. It doesn't take much time for her to say more. Hada Kabir. It's been abandoned all these past few weeks, but a few days ago some louts came scrounging around, no doubt hired by the heirs of Castamere. Furionder approached them and asked what they were doing here. They said that they were here for a map of some kind and that they weren't leaving until they found it. They even offered him coin if he would be willing to help them. She produces a map of Pelagir from her pocket. It's marked with various symbols whose meanings you can only begin to guess at. I assume this is the map they were looking for. What? Oh, don't give me that sort of look. I went searching through the place after it was abandoned. Anyways, the man says that he won't leave until he finds the map. So, I say, let's give him what he wants. She produces another map. Remarkably similar to the original, but the symbols are drawn in completely different locations. What do you think? I made it myself. If you're inclined to help me, go plant this fake map somewhere in Hada Kabir. If you happen to thrash some of those ruffians while you're at it, well, it certainly won't be a problem. Alright, so find a good place to cause trouble and planting a fake map. Okie dokie. A little prankster there. This campsite's pretty close to Pelargir. We're going to have to do something about this at some point, I suspect. But right now, let's just knock a few heads and plant a map, I presume. Well, let's see. We get... And... Hey! Rude! What's even more rude is that archer, that is, poking me full of holes. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have done that attack when there was the brigand leader over there. That's right, let's add a little bit of spice by doing the attack only when the patroller is in the area. Discover Hante Caviar. Defeat 12 brigands. And no, the 3 you just killed don't count because you didn't take the quest on time. Alright, fine. I'll just have to kill more of them. And find a good place to stow a map. Maybe I can do this properly this time. I need... Yeah, that's good timing to it. Yes, I can occasionally get it right. Well, let's just go and do this one right away. I am just not getting the gambits right. Apparently, I'm starting the next fight before the previous gambit can disappear. Oh well. How about this one? And... Alright, much better. Oh, I'm still not getting that gambit right. Completed. Brigand Slayer of Lower Lebanon, King's Gondor. Alright. New deed, of course. Do it twice again! Oh well. Now, there's going to be a good place to stow this map. I guess I have to kill any witnesses so they don't see me actually putting it in there. Because I suspect that they would be suspicious if they live to report of my doings. Okay, you're down. You're down. And you're down. I think we're getting close to a good place to hide it. What about this backpack? Is it a good place to hide it, or is this just a bunch of treasure? Just a bunch of treasure. Oh well. And how about... Oh, he's a skirmisher, so he's going to shoot at me if I toss something at him. Don't worry, I've got other methods to dealing with brigands. Oh, hold on, what was that? A good place to hide the map. Alright. Well, it's good of them to mark it conspicuously. Well, these are not as tough as the Easterlings that used to live here. And your turn. Now, let's be very, very quiet. There we go. Perfect. I have delivered the map, if there are any left alive in order to find it.
Ha! I hope they have fun rooting around in the muck.
Oh, you did it? Oh, and you hit the map. Good. Oh, how delightful. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of the original map is, but I can tell you that the map that I made points to nothing but sewer entrances. I hope they have fun rooting around in the muck. Now, if you'd excuse me, I'd like to see how this duel ends. Well, okay, but I should tell you that I also took care of a dozen brigands. Ah, good, that's impressive. You're almost as impressive as the knight in this book. Almost. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. I suppose it's time to go to the next town. Here we are in Malbarth, which I believe is the final town that we have to visit on our way to Lean here. Well then, let's tag this. And where's the quest giver? Ah, here she is. Alright. A hobbit? From Dunland or where?
A fine day to ya.
Ah, well, hello there. How are you? Nice to meet you. Ooh. Yes. Oh, my name is Valdemarca Hythe, but everyone just calls me the Trencher Woman. Well, no one calls me the Trencher Woman, but I'm hoping that the name will catch on. See, I'm on a journey to sample the delicious flavors of our fair Middle Earth has to offer. Oh, Malbarth has been so lovely to me. I plan to throw a feast for them. Oh, could you do a little hunting and foraging for me? I'll trade you for some of these delicious breads. Yes, I learned the recipe from a young lad all the way over in Hlangaran. You learned it in Hlangaran. I would have thought it was more appropriate to one of the other locations in Swanfleet, like Mossword or something like that, but okay, Hlangaran. Oh, what do you mean a loaf of bread isn't enough compensation? Oh, very well. I'll throw in some coin too. Okay, a loaf of barley bread and a mark's renewal. Okay, I guess that'll have to do. Well then, Adventures of the Trencher Woman. Wait, this is gonna be the beginning of some sort of cycle. Now I think this is the only quest I've seen of her so far. But I'm going to guess then that we are going to be running into her a little bit more, probably in the next update or something like that. At least that's all I could think of. But right now, it looks like I need to hunt boars, because when in doubt, get a quest for hunting boars. Let's see, is that a boar? I see a red dot down here. No, that's a sickle fly. A wolf. A bandit. Well, there's got to be a boar somewhere. Hold on. Here's some movement up ahead. Round this way. Oh, hold it. This thing's really hiding well. Real dodge. Probably saw me and decided to hide in the tall grass. New deed. Boar Slayer of Lower Lebanon. There's a deed for just in this little area? You gotta be kidding me. $30. So it's probably another 60 after that. Ooh, that's gonna take a little while. It appears that Hampering Javelin slows them down enough to make sure that the boar doesn't charge to me faster than I can throw the ambush. Nice to know. Is this enough?
How do you do?
Ah, oh well, this will make for a proper feast, won't it? Ah, thank you, new friend. When my business in Malbarth is complete, I wonder where the road will take me. Well, based on how this quest is worded, I suspect in just about every single location I find myself. You tell her of an increasing pauper establishment in Pelargir. Ooh, how enticing! Maybe I'll meet you again there someday. Well, I guess we'll find out. There we go. Whee! Completed Tales of Lower Lebanon renewed. Right? Completed Tales of Eastern Gondor renewed. Alright, that's the New deed, kindred to the renewal of Gondor. Alright, so that means I've hit ally. Right? Completed ally. Alright. Well then. Seems like I have finished all the quests leading up to Linhir. But of course, there is Linhir itself. Here we are at Linhir. Looks like there is a statue looking out to the east, seeing what's out there. Are they seeking the coming of friends or seeking the approach of enemies? Who knows? But I have discovered Linhir. Okay, and my little tradition of setting all of the milestones and of course collecting all of the stable masters.
Hello there.
We can't leave any of them behind. Well, looks like I missed a couple anyway. Oh well. Before I cross the river and attend that meeting, let's see if there are any quests on this side of the river. Ah, here's somebody.
You are here to help?
Ah, hello, friend. May I ask you for a small favor? My son's supposed to be helping me with some chores, but he's nowhere to be found. I suspect he's gone to the beach again along the coast south of town. Could you tell him that his mother is worried about him and that he should come home? His name is Kelethon. Alright, I will go and look for Kelethon, where he's apparently collecting seashells by the seashore. Yes, well, let us go. Her son sells seashore. Her son sells seashells by the seashore. Something like that. Is the beach this way? I guess we'll find out. What have we got here? Ah! Yeah, there's a beach. And I see somebody standing over there. Hello? Oh, mother worries too much. I'm old enough to be on my own. Oh, what am I doing here? Oh, I need to collect some seashells for, reasons. Yes, reasons. If you help me to find some, I'll go home sooner rather than later. Oh, very well. Hooray! In addition to a few normal shells, could you find some unique ones too? So I need to find 6 shells plus a vibrant shell and a pearlescent shell and a double pretty shell. A double pretty shell. How I see that shell, I have absolutely no idea. Alright. I'm trying to think, okay. There is supposed to be really a shell there? I really don't see these shells all that well. I must be collecting the tiniest shells that are on the beach or something. No idea what type they are, but yeah. Tiny shells, that's the type of shells I'm collecting. These, no, not taters, not branches. Oh well, maybe in the other direction. Deeper down on the beach. This looks like it's enough regular seashells, but I haven't seen any special ones yet. They gotta be around somewhere, right? Okay. Oh, a vibrant shell. Ah. Well, I don't know about you, but it doesn't look very vibrant to me. I'm just saying. This seashell seems to be sufficiently vibrant. Well, I'm glad that the quest tracker disagrees with me on that matter. Apparently this seashell is pearlescent, even though I can't tell from my graphics that it is. Maybe it only looks good if you have super deluxe powerful graphics. Apparently, the last shell is actually to the north of where I found that tater, thinking, oh, there are no more this way. Apparently, the doubly pretty one is here. This seashell seems to be prettier than the others, though whether it counts for doubly pretty remains to be seen. Well, I can't tell the difference. Good thing my character can. How are these? Ooh, Calathon examines each shell with what appears to be a jeweler's loupe before tucking them into his pockets. They must be small shells then, if I'm sure his pockets aren't all that large. These shells aren't for me, they're for my mum. See, every summer Miss Tirith would make a necklace out of shells and give it to my mom, but Miss Tirith still hasn't come home from the war. Mom's really sad about this, so I want to try to be making one instead. I promise that I'll come home soon. Please don't tell Mom what I'm doing. I want it to be a secret. Okay. You can have your little surprise then, and I'll tell her that you'll be home soon. He says he'll be home soon.
There is always work to be done.
Let me guess. He was collecting seashells again? He's been at this for days. He thinks I don't notice the growing pile hidden in his room. Did he tell you about Tirith? It took so long for him to warm up to her after his father passed, but now he can't imagine a world without her. Neither can I. She left to join the fighting at Minas Tirith. She still hasn't come home. I begin to worry that she never may, and I think that he fears the same. I should talk to him about this. Thank you for your help. You're welcome. Well, so it's not going to be all that much of a surprise, I guess. Oh well. But that seems to be it for our quests, except of course for a certain quest for a certain meeting on the other side of the river. And that's where we are going to meet in the next episode of The Song of Waves and Wind.